Jordan, Ricky, all good in the back?
Good. Thank you.
All right, we'll open it up for questions. Coach Harper? Brianna?
Kellie, can you just take us through when and there was talk obviously leading up to it, when the final word came that, you wouldn't get a chance to see your name come up and possibly what the team went through, what you went through?
It seems like a month ago now, but just last Wednesday we were practicing. Thursday we elected not to practice. We had a team meeting to talk about potential logistics. Nothing at this point had been decided about the NCAA tournament, but we felt that's where we were heading. Friday we met with the team to talk about now our season was over. It was very abrupt. Just didn't feel like we got a lot of closure with our season because the most important thing we were talking about was the logistics and making sure that our players understood the importance of taking care of themselves and the gravity of this virus.
David?
What was it like getting players home these last couple days or so, and what does that look like, and where do they kind of stand right now?
Yeah, so for us, we have the majority of our team is home. They're off campus now. We've got a couple that are finishing up some things, and then they'll be heading home. And then our international student athletes, they have booked flights now to be able to get out of town. I think in a day or so.
Jordan, if you would speak up.
For players like Lou and Kim, this was their senior year, how do you kind of balance the disappointment of the abrupt ending for them with just the reality of what's going on?
It was actually very difficult. I'm in our team meeting on Friday talking about the decision by the NCAA tournament and what's next. By the way, these were our seniors. This was their season, and so it was really difficult and hard to put some closure on things when basketball takes a back seat, as it should at this time. So, just trying to make sure that they understood our appreciation for them and what they have done as well during this time.
Coach, Andrew Donovan mentioned earlier that the committee that's still discussing eligibility, things like that the winter sports are still being discussed in terms of giving back some eligibility. Where do you stand on that front?
I would have to see what it looks like. In my head, I can't wrap my head around what that would look like at this point. And I know there are talks going on about that, and I just want to see what that looks like in terms of scholarships and numbers and who does that impact. And I think we've got a lot of questions to be answered before I'd be comfortable commenting on it.
Brianna?
No, this hasn't always been a case, but now WNBA kind of progressing to where it is. Have you had a discussion with Renaya? Is she for sure coming back? Do we know? Is that even something that you talk about at this point?
Well, I think due to the abruptness of our team meeting and our spring break, being on spring break, I've not had any individual meetings with our team, with our players, and I know that that's important to me, and at this point now, those meetings may have to be via FaceTime.
Thank you.
Jordan, go ahead.
Have you kind of taken into consideration from a recruiting standpoint what the next 8 weeks will look like for recruiting your team?
So recruiting for us right now is very simple. You do it with the phone. There is no in-person, there's no on-campus, off-campus evaluations, and rightly so. But I do think as a staff, we have to be organized. We have to be prepared to do as much as we can do through phone calls, FaceTime, emails, text, mail. I think there's a lot of things that we can still do to assist us in the recruiting world.
At this point, do you have any idea how many or if any of your players will remain on campus here, will be allowed to stay? Is that something you've had conversations with, Coach Fulmer as well as the players about? Where does that number look like?
So our administration has been terrific in communicating the updates with us, and these updates have been coming hourly. And our student athletes, we are monitoring their locations very closely. Any changes to their logistics, we're updating that with our administration as well. I'm really pleased and proud of how we've handled that. At this point, we do not plan on having any players on campus next week.
Brianna?
And just too, from the perspective of just a human and a mother, how have you kind of been handling that? Has it been, with all the, with your two children, kind of explaining this whole thing to them?
So I think our son Jackson's in kindergarten, and he feels very confident that he understands this coronavirus pretty well. He says he might not be infected, but he could infect other people. So he has a pretty good handle on it for a 6-year-old. With him being on spring break and their school being closed, I am going to have to go to Creative Mom. We tie-dyed T-shirts yesterday. So we're going to be doing a lot of in-the-house activities for the next few weeks.